Now then, guys, welcome to Straz Gaming. I'm Luke, and this is my last episode with Chelsea on Football Manager 2020. And I just want to say thank you very, very much for everyone that's watched this save. There is one reason why I am ending this save now. I've only managed to do 4 seasons. I thought I'd done 5. It's actually 4 seasons I've played, and I started this when the game came out. When the beta came out, I started it then, and I'm just going to end it now. We're going to start something new soonish, so that should be coming. But now, today's episode, what we're going to be doing is looking back at my career, my 4 seasons I've had at Chelsea. We're going to look through the league positions where he finished in all the leagues. We're going to look at the cups, see how we've got on in them. We're going to have a look at my transfers. Kind of just look at the history of what I've done within the 4 years. Have a look at what my manager profile is like, all that sort of stuff. So it might be a bit of a short video. If you're here to watch games, this isn't going to be the episode for you. I'm not going to be playing any more games with Chelsea. We're going to have just an overview, look back at the players that we've bought, all that sort of stuff. And without further ado, we're just going to jump straight into it. We're going to look at the league position first, where we finished. So in the first season, we started playing with Chelsea. We finished 3rd in the league. Man City won the league that season, 95 points. We were a bit far off the place. To be honest with you, we were fighting pretty much to stay into the top 4. And we did manage to do that consecutively for the past 4 seasons. So yeah, it was a good season, a tough one. It was okay. Then if we go to the following season, again, we finished in 3rd place. Man City coming 2nd, Liverpool coming 1st. Again, we were quite a bit off the pace really there from Liverpool. We were 9 points off winning the league, so that's again not good. We only managed to kind of stay in the top 4 by 2 points, and I managed to make some good signings. I think the 3rd transfer window I did was good, and that resulted into us winning the league for the first time. We managed to win the league, 92 points. We won it in the end quite comfortably. Manchester United is 2nd. Manchester United are slowly coming back up. So if we go back to the first, Manchester United finished 5th. Then they finished 5th again, and then they finished 2nd with us. So it was kind of us and Manchester United jumped up there. Man City kind of fallen off. Liverpool finished 4th. Arsenal then has also slowly grown as a club. In this season as well, we saw Leicester City get relegated. That's a big club to get relegated. We'll actually quick look to see any big teams to get relegated. The first season was Newcastle, Brighton and Aston Villa, which kind of you expected. Leeds came up. They went straight back down. Palace and Swansea got relegated. And then, yeah, Leicester's kind of the only big club really to get relegated so far. Obviously, in real life, they're challenging for the Champions League at the minute, whether the football season continues or not. They've won the league. They're looking like a promising young team to come through. But in this world, in 3 years' time, they're going to get relegated. But we won the league. And then this current season that we've just done, again, you've just seen it played out. We managed to win the league. Again, 91 points. It was 1 point less than what we did it before. So, yeah, we'll take it, to be honest with you. It really was a challenging season, but we managed to get the win. Arsenal finished in 2nd place. Manchester United in 3rd. Liverpool 4th. Man City in 5th, so they're struggling. Relegation-wise, Brighton, Crystal Palace, and Aston Villa, again, for the 2nd time in this save. So that's what we've pretty much done in the leagues. We'll look at transfers, actually, next. Before we go into the Cups. So should we go into the Cups? In fact, no. We'll look at the Champions League, and I don't know how I'm going to do this. Can I change what year? Right, so here we go. So we'll start with the Champions League. We'll look at transfers after this. So the Champions League, in the first season, we managed to top our group quite comfortably. We won every game. And then where did we come from there? So where did we get knocked out? First round, it was Barcelona, wasn't it? We managed to beat Barcelona 2-2 on aggregate on away goals, which took us there. So that's the first one. So where did we go? Quarterfinal, we lost to PSG, actually. Yes, I remember that. So we got knocked out in the quarterfinal against PSG, 4-2 all over as it stands there. So that is where we got knocked out of the Champions League there. So if we go back to group stages again, all groups, let's have a look at the second season in the Champions League. How did we do? And it wasn't as good. We had Barcelona in our group. We finished 2nd. We're on 10 points. We had Club Brugge and Monaco in that one as well. And that was it was a tough one that year. The first round knockout stages, we managed to actually beat Real Madrid. We drew Real Madrid. We knocked them out 4-3 on aggregate. Again, it was good for us, actually. We did beat some big teams. And then we lost against Barcelona in the quarterfinal again. We lost against Barcelona. Obviously, we beat them in our group stage, but then they managed to knock us out there. So that's, again, not good for us, but we did all right. Again, Champions League isn't really our strong suit, and I don't think we're good enough for it as it is. The following season, where is our group? Again, we finished second in the group. We had Borussia Dortmund, we had Napoli and Olympiacos. And again, we did all right. It wasn't great. It was a bit of a poor group. We were 10 points. They were on 12. Where did we do the first knockout stage? I'm sure we got knocked out quite early on. Yes, we did. We lost Inter Milan. Inter Milan again. It was them that did it this year, wasn't it? Inter Milan knocked us out of the first round. 3-0. They just dominated us. That was our kind of Champions League over in that season. And then obviously we've got this current season where we topped the group. We won every game. I know we drew one game. But we did very, very well. We had Valencia, Zenit and Chelsea. And we'll go through it. Obviously, we've just seen it. The first knockout stage was against Porto. We managed to do that 3-1 on aggregate in the end. Then with the quarterfinals, which we knocked out Valencia 2-1 eventually on that. And then the semi-final, we've not long seen Inter Milan beat us 2-0. We lost 1-0 on both of the occasions. And it was just tough. And we will go to the final, actually. We'll go through to see who's won the Champions League since we've started. So Liverpool actually retained the Champions League, beating Bayern Munich. So that's a good one. Barcelona then won it the season before by Barcelona and Atletico Madrid as a final. Liverpool then have gone on and won it for another time, a second time in this save, 4-0 against Man City in the final. That is a crazy result there. And then this year we had Arsenal win it. So the English clubs winning the Champions League quite comfortably, actually, which is good to see. And yeah, they won it on penalties. So that is the Champions League. So let's just go to others. FA Cup. I won't look at the Carabao Cup and the Shield. We'll quickly just have a look at the FA Cup and see how we did in the FA Cup. So in the first season of the FA Cup, the third round, I think when we joined, we beat Bristol, which is nice, easy. The fourth round, we had Colchester. We only managed to beat them 1-0, which was a bit of a tough one. Fifth round, we did quite well in the FA Cups, I think. Fifth round, we had Wigan. We beat them 1-0. Again, decent. The sixth round, we beat Manchester United, knocked them out 1-0. Semi-final, we managed to beat Leicester in the semi-final to get into the final. We beat them through extra time, I believe it was, to actually get there. And then the final, we won again in extra time. In our first season, we won the FA Cup. We beat Manchester City in the final 3-2, which was, I'd say it was a good thing, but then as it kicked on for later on in the seasons, the FA Cup just didn't elude us again. We didn't manage to get it. We started off in the second season. We had Scunthorpe. We beat them in the third round. The fourth round, we beat Leeds. Fifth round, we managed to get through Birmingham. Again, it was quite an easy run, this was. Then we beat, I remember this now, in the sixth round we had Portsmouth and we beat them 9-1. I felt really, really sorry for Portsmouth, but 9-1. Semi-final, we beat Wolves 2-0, and I know what happened in this final. We lost 3-1 to Liverpool. We didn't manage to retain the FA Cup. Unfortunately, we lost to Liverpool, and then I think the next season, we didn't do well. In fact, we managed to beat Chelsea, but and Everton, but we had to replay it to actually get the win. And in the fourth round, we beat Preston. The fifth round, we beat Tottenham. Oh, hang on, what am I doing here? Fifth round, we beat Tottenham. The sixth round, we beat West Brom. And then Bournemouth knocked us out of the semi-final. There we go. Yeah, because we almost got into a third final in a row, actually. I remember Bournemouth knocked us out 2-1. And yeah, that was extra time. We've done well. The FA Cup, we've done all right in it. It's just another win in it would have been good. And then the current season, this season, we were knocked out in, was it the fourth round or was it the Fifth round, we made it through. We've knocked out in the fifth round by Manchester United 3-0. They absolutely just dominated us, and it just wasn't a great game. So that's pretty much where we've come in the kind of whole competition side of things and that sort of stuff. The Carabao Cup, we were knocked out in the quarter-final by Mansfield Town this season. That's the worst shock about it. Mansfield Town in League One beat us in that. And what else we're going to do? We're going to have a look at transfers. That's what we're going to do. Transfer history. We're going to go all the way back to see what we did. Can we just go to that season? There we go. So, our first season as a Chelsea manager. Is the current season? No, that's not the current season. I want this season. Here we go. So, we didn't have the transfer window open, I believe. We didn't actually have it open. A couple of players out on loan. So, the first season, we just played with the Chelsea players. Didn't bring anyone in. The second season, though, we did, and we spent 288 million in the second season, and we sold 200 million pounds worth of players. Who was the big players to go out? So we have a look to see who we sold. Can't actually remember these. Let me just... There we go. So Montoya we sold, Marcus Alonso we sold, Kurt Zuma we managed to sell, Asker Paletta. We sold some players here. We really did. Moses, Lewis Baker. Yeah, so we sold quite a few players there. 205 million. We brought in... Right, the thing is, I want to see who we spent money on and who actually played quite a bit. So we bought in Chilwell. He's actually 67 million. Definitely been worth it. Beak, 34 million. Again, I think he's been worth it. He's still here. He's decent. Chiesa, 49 million. Not the best player for us. He hasn't been as good as I wanted. We wanted to get in Jadon Sancho. We just didn't get him. He went to Man City, I believe. Depay, that was a stupid one, wasn't it? Depay, what was his career history like with us? Not great. It really wasn't. He played 21 games for us in the first season. In fact, it wasn't a bad season on a 7 rating, 2 goals, 7 assists. But yeah, the season before that, after that, he just didn't play. So that was him gone. Then we brought in a goalkeeper, I believe, a youngster who hasn't really played that much football for us. Again, this guy, no idea. Again, another goalkeeper. I think I went on a goalkeeper spending spree just to bring in a couple of youngsters. Then we brought in Ricardo Pereira, who did all right, to be honest with you. Second season with us was better. This season, didn't really do anything. He played 1 game because Reece James has just been sensational. Then Marcus Asensio we brought in. And he went out on loan this season to Roma because he just wasn't really getting into the team. Bit of a waste of money there. Right, the next season after that, again, expenditure-wise, we sold £153 million worth of players. So we'll have a look at them first. So we sold Rudiger, Jorginho, Ross Barkley, Memphis Depay, Baku. We sold him. Danny Drinkwater went for £5 million eventually. Harvey Lawrence sold... Yeah, some big ones there. Rudiger there, 45 million to Inter Milan. Jorginho to Barcelona. He's still at Barcelona as things stands as well, which is good to see. We bought in £195 million worth of players. And again, most of these, they're still playing for us. Hanlan, obviously, we know about him this season. He's been great for us. In the first season, though, he didn't... First season for us, 23 games, 15 goals. He did really well, to be honest with you. He is just the superstar everyone thinks he is. Neves, we signed. Again, David Neves here. We signed him. He had a good season at Ajax, a couple of good seasons at Ajax, and he just didn't really get into it here, and we haven't really given him that much of a chance either. Then we brought in Sterling, 54 million. I thought that was quite a good shout, bringing in Sterling. His history with us, he's been all right 2 seasons. This season not as good as the season before. Played more games, only scored 6 goals, 6 assists. But I think again he's in his prime. He should do all right. Nicholas, we signed midfielder, did all right for us. He just did a solid job for us there. Donnarumma, 50 million. Again, a player that I thought he should have had a lot more potential than what he is. He is 24 years of age and he's at his full potential, and he isn't as good as I thought he would be, to be honest with you. Then we've brought in this guy, which again, it's another young goalkeeper. I've just brought in loads of youngsters for goalkeepers. And then, is this the current season? Yeah, this is the current season. So we've only had 3 transfer windows. So this is the current season. £58 million worth of players sold. Again, we'll have a quick look to see who that was. Emerson went, John went, the youngsters, Loftus-Cheek went, just trying to get rid of the deadwood that was still kicking around. And we didn't really, excuse me, 166 million spent on, mainly, it went to De Ligt, who has had a decent first season with us from Juventus. 32 appearances, 1 goal, 7.12. It's what you wanted to see. Then the rest was kind of just all youngsters. Rodrigo, the winger, he did all right, didn't do too bad for us. Lordy played a couple of games on the left-hand side. He's played a few, 6 games he played. Obviously, his overall stats, not great, to be honest with you. It was a bit of a gamble. It didn't work. 35 million on a gamble. A bit expensive, excuse me, a hiccup then. Müller, who we bought in, 24 years of age. Again, not good enough to be in this Chelsea squad. But again, it was more of a bringing him in because I needed players just to kind of backups. Played 6 games. He wasn't terrible. He did a job for us. De Ligt we've looked. And then Marcus Antonio, who we pretty much on a steal. It really was. Marcus Antonio, we bought him for 18.5 million. And I wasn't really looking for a central midfielder, but I found one. And he is absolutely class. A Brazilian, 22 years of age. Bought him from Shakhtar. And 36 appearances, 4 goals, 6 assists. He's an absolute worldie of a player. And I've never heard of him before until I've signed him today. And signed him on this Football Manager. People probably have known about him for ages. He's probably one of these ones that you buy and he's mint because you get him quite cheap. He's now worth £52 million on 100k a week. He's been sensational for us. He really has. So that is pretty much been my transfers for it. We've had a look at that. Let's just go have a look to see at club info. I want to see if I am any sort of legend or anything like that. So I fall on the favoured personnel list, which isn't too bad. I've won the FA Cup and the league twice. Obviously, there's been a lot of people at Chelsea. There really has. But favoured personnel, I'd take that. I think if I'd won the Champions League or another FA Cup, I'd probably be in like an icon or something like that. Abraham's on there. So any of the other players that I've bought in that are on this list, Abraham I've developed on there. Icons, I don't think there is anyone that we've kind of brought in now. That there isn't anyone really there. But if we have a look at my profile, currently reputation is just short of 4 stars. We'll have a look at the career stats for me as well. Obviously, one club, 1,441 days in management. Awards, we've won 9 awards. With total career earnings, we have earned £41.5 million. I'd take that. I really would. We've brought in 19 players at the value of £660 million. We've sold 54 players and only sold them at a value of £444 million. Bit of a deficit there. Highest fee spent on De Ligt, 98 million. Highest fee received, Antonio, 45 million. Total fees paid to agents, £21 million. Number of players released, 7. Hall of Fame rankings, we're not in any of them, to be honest. We haven't really won as much to do that. Games played, we have played 225 games in charge of Chelsea. We have won 151 of them, drawn 30, lost 44. Goals scored, the team scored 447. Goals scored against, 217. Win percentage, 67% win percentage, which is good. We've won 1 cup, which is the FA Cup, 1 league win. Again, it's pretty decent. Games played, it's just the same there. So that's pretty good. Any milestones, if we have a look at awards, what awards have we won into our entire career? So we started off in 2020. We got a Manager of the Month. Again, in 2021, we got Manager of the Month in April. We then got Manager of the Month in November and December. 2022, we got Manager of the Year. This year, 2022, Manager of the Month again. 23, we've won a Manager of the Month. Again, Manager of the Year. And then Manager of the Month. So we've done all right. We're not a bad manager. We're really not. We have done okay as a manager. And it has been good. I've enjoyed doing Chelsea, but as it is, I feel like, look at my media handling. I've just looked. As you can tell, I don't do the media handling. This is my attributes. Actually pretty decent, to be honest with you. My reputation's good. My loyalty to players is decent. Now I'm getting that up. I don't know what that is. But yeah, the only thing you really say my media handling, because I can't be bothered with all the doing the media stuff. So if we do that, so we're fluent in English. Press conference, you bet very rarely see him. Interactive with the players, the door's always open to his players, and that's pretty much it. So we've had a decent career at Chelsea. I think we've done all right, but it's going to happen. I don't want to retire. I just want to resign my contract. We're going to resign as Chelsea manager, and I've done it. There we go. That is the end of Chelsea. And I really, really want to thank you for watching. I've had a lot of support over this series, a lot of comments, a lot of people getting interactive. I really do appreciate it. It's been good. At the minute in the world, we're going through some trying times. That's hence why I've had a chance to sit and record about 5 episodes back to back and be able to get this out. I think this series will be done by maybe Friday. I think Real Life Good Friday, or maybe Easter Monday, which is actually my birthday on the 13th of April. So I think I'll probably release this one then if I can work it out like that. So again, thank you very much. Stay tuned for more content on Football Manager on my channel. There's the Harrogate save. Go check that out. It's not getting as much love as I would have thought, as it being a kind of road to glory. We just one team building it up to the top. We're currently in League 2, in our second season in League 2. Struggling a little bit, but we'll get there with it. So go check that out. There is going to be other stuff. I may come back to this world, the 2023 save. I may come back as a different club. The only club I'll come back to, I'm not going to lie. I will come back. I'm going to keep an eye on. I'm going to keep going forward. I'm going to keep an eye on this Leicester team in the next season. And if the manager gets sacked, that is the job I'm going to go for. And then I'll do a rebuilding Leicester save and just get Leicester back up into the Premier League, win the league with Leicester, and then win the blooming Champions League. That's probably what I'll try and do. But enough said, guys. I want to say just thank you very much for watching. It's been awesome. Take it easy. Stay safe wherever you are. And I'll catch you in a bit. See you later.